As Professor Dershowitz reminded us a little earlier this morning, Zionism is a movement about Jewish liberation. And I submit that we need to be positively focused and inspire the Jewish community with this message. Now, 2 weeks ago, Avi Gabay, the head of the Israeli Labor Party, addressed the World Zionist Organization meeting in Israel. And he made 3 main points regarding BDS. First of all, he said BDS is not an existential threat to Israel. Second of all, BDS is a fringe movement. And third, when the Zionist movement elevates BDS to an existential threat to Israel, we are making it more important than it is. Now, we're in Congress here, and laws are passed. But laws can have unintended consequences. And as a lawyer, I know that happens every single day. We write a law that we think will solve a problem, but sometimes it has the opposite effect. Sometimes it has ramifications that we don't think about. And when we're passing laws and promoting legislation, we have to think about the unintended consequence. And I submit that the anti-BDS legislation that has been enacted has had unintended consequences. First of all, anti-BDS legislation has served to split our community and given Zionism a bad reputation. Not only have we witnessed opposition to BDS legislation as a means by Jews attacking other Jews, we've even seen it as attacking rabbis as being anti-Semitic. Now, my daughter is a proud member of the only pro-Israel group on her university, the University of Vermont. That organization is J Street U. It is the only pro-Israel group on her campus. My daughter has spent time in Israel. She has been there numerous times. She loves Israel, and she sees J Street as a way to promote her Judaism. But what has happened? Her Hillel, which has been supportive of bringing Jews together to support positively talking about Israel, has just lost $1 million pledge because it allows Jews from J Street to meet there. Now, there's an old story that if you go to your rabbi and you say, "Rabbi, I'm conflicted about God. Does God exist?" He says, "Don't worry. Come, join us." But if you have a Jew who questions the Israeli government and what's happening there, we're offering telling that Jew, "Get out of here. You're not part of our movement." What we're doing is we're dividing Jews, we're hurting our movement, and rather than bringing people in and educating them, we're chasing away the very people who are the future of our community. We must stop attacking groups like J Street, and we as an American Zionist movement must embrace and nurture their love for Israel. And we should ask them to join us in our ever-enlarging tent of Zionism. Another unintended consequence when we push anti-BDS legislation is that we turn BDS supporters into victims. This victimization, which they say our civil rights are being denied, allows them to gain allies that they otherwise would not have. Some recent examples, which have been widely publicized nationally and worldwide. Anti-BDS laws were used to prevent hurricane victims from getting aid in Dickerson, Texas. When that message is out there, it hurts Zionism. When McCarthy loyalty oaths have to be sworn to by teachers in Kansas, otherwise that teacher can't get a job, that hurts Zionism. And regarding Senate Act 720, when that act is put forward that will criminalize political beliefs in favor of Zionism, in favor of BDS, that hurts Zionism. And when the ACLU comes out and has to announce anti-BDS legislation, that hurts our cause, and it also hurts us here in Congress. Because we have friends in Congress who love Israel, but they love the First Amendment and American values and democracy more. We're doing wedge issues. We're splitting away and splintering rather than uniting. And, you know, we're here for the 50th anniversary of the Balfour Declaration. And 100, I apologize, 100th anniversary of the Balfour Declaration. That's why I get out when I don't read my notes exactly. Well, Zionism and the Balfour Declaration was brought together by building a coalition. It wasn't just England, it had France on board, it had the United States on board. When the United Nations approved the creation of a Jewish state in Palestine, it was a coalition. But when we're focusing on the occupation, and when we're occupying things, that's tearing us apart. That's dividing us, that's isolating the United States. Isolating Israel from the world support that it should have, because it is a nation of liberation. And I suggest we need to carefully promote Zionism and end the occupation, because that's the only way we're really going to achieve peace in our land and for our people.